everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing a very quick event. This is just some historic no banned list. It's actually just a one-in free event. If you win, you get 1000 XP and you can just play as many times as you like. It's all access also, so you get access to all the banned cards. I feel like this probably would have been nice when Wilds of Eldraine gets released, considering we're getting 6 cards that are going to be banned right out of the gate. But anyway, we do still have plenty of banned cards to look at. Let's see. The awkward part is actually finding the deck list because it usually ends up on the bottom with all the cards that, since it's an all access event. But we're gonna be primarily looking at 2 cards that are banned. We're not gonna do the all banned stuff thing. We're just gonna be looking at 2. They both happen to slot here. So Channel banned right out of the gate, banned in Historic, even banned in Historic Brawl. So for 2 green mana, you get this intrinsic mana ability that you can pay 1 life, and if you do, you add 1 colorless mana. So it's a very good way to pump out a lot of really cheap stuff. In the classic days, it was Channel Fireball. Now, and the other banned card is actually a newer pedigree, Tibalt's Trickery. This one, the Scourge of Standard, back in its time. It was banned in Historic and Explorer only because of well, for Historic it was banned as soon as they started introducing Cascade because it just made Tibalt's Trickery way too consistent. While in Explorer they banned it because as of the moment Explorer does not have the card pool that Pioneer has to make Tibalt's Trickery not so consistent. Makes you wonder what cards will they add from Pioneer that would actually get this out of the ban list, or if this will even leave the ban list altogether and maybe they just ban this in Pioneer as well. Anyway, so Channel is basically just one off. Like if you can cast Channel on turn 2, we go for one of our big finishers. Tibalt's Trickery, we cast one of our 0 cost spells, and we have Stonecoil Serpent here and Hanger Backwalker here. We cast one of these for X equals 0, so it's just a 0 cost spell, but you better remember to hold priority because you're going to cast Tibalt's Trickery countering it. And hopefully it hits one of these instead of just hitting the other X spell. But anyway, as far as our big finishers go, classic is Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger at 10 mana. All generic. Kozilek, also at 10 mana, does require actual colorless, but we're casting with Tibalt's Trickery. Emrakul Promise End, 13 mana. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, this one used to be the biggest deal in Standard when Tibalt's Trickery was a combo. This one was very annoying to remove at that early stage in the game. Actually, Ugin is kind of the underpowered one of the bunch right here. The other 3 seem to be a lot better. Kozilek actually pretty decent given that other people are trying to cast their own Ulamog. So if you happen to draw into another 10 mana value spell, you can actually just counter their play. Of course, we have 4 copies of Genesis Ultimatum. We might just hit one of these instead. We don't get the cast trigger, but we still get something that's really, really big and really annoying. We're running 20 lands, 24 if you count the term Timber Symbiosis. This is also our alternate plan as well. Even if we whiff and hit one of these, we still get one of these with 3 counters, but in this format, it's really bad. Our land base is primarily on getting either having access to both red and green. Temple of Abandon really good, and getting the scries we need because we're not going to always have the combo in hand. And that's pretty much the finishing setup. We're only going to play like about a few games with this. It really is die roll. This format is super die roll dependent. First game I lost to turn 2 Channel. So this one is definitely a mulligan. Now the trick is mulligan as much as you can. So we're definitely mulling this. So this one is more tenable. We're definitely keeping this. Probably binning this. Sure, triple Tibalt's Trickery is going to be awkward, but At least Tibalt's Trickery is also the one card that can cause a whiff. So hitting this is actually not a bad option. Opponent going for Ragavan. Okay. Genesis Ultimatum on top. So the question is, what kind of counter spells is our opponent running? So we should be expecting counter spells at this point. Oh, Sprite Dragon. Okay, this is a very fair deck. Though it will also mean we're kind of dependent on what we hit off the top here with Tibalt's Trickery. What did we lose? Conclusion Forest, okay. Soulscar Mage, sure. Very fair deck our opponent is running. So remember, turn on full control. Also, I should also probably show the deck list as well. Apologies to our opponent. So we're gonna cast this. X equals 0. Then Tibalt's Trickery on hanger back on our 0-cost hanger back walker. And might as well just turn off full control now. So let's see. We hit the channel, but that is fine because we have the Ugin in our hand. So that is also why I want all of these to, as much as possible, to be of zero mana, to have 0 mana cost. And so I'm saying X equals 2. So the question now is, what does our opponent do next? We kind of have a... They might try to go for a way to nuke this as soon as possible. Though Swift Spear... Lightning Bolt. I probably would have just aimed for Ugin. Or do they have another Lightning Bolt? Okay, no Lightning Bolt. So now this one becomes the interesting one. Now we might flip into a Lightning Bolt and it will just probably kill us. Okay, no, it flips into a Swift Spear, not too bad. Could still kill us if that last spell's a burn spell. Ooh, Unholy Heat. Still going for us instead though. Now, really unsure if this is gonna hit or not. Hit another channel, but we can't cast this, so we're just gonna decline. So we can whiff in certain cases. It is what it is. Only going for expressive iteration, a burn spell will kill us. So will a Swift Spear, I guess. Yeah, we can concede this one. That was actually... Ugin the Spirit Dragon, it did clear out our opponent's board, but it is admittedly the weakest hit there. Also whiffing on that second Tibalt's Trickery was kind of bad. I guess we could have had the option of just countering their next play instead. But that's no harm done. We were able to get the combo off, all things considered. It's just that we really need an alternate hit to Ugin. This one, we are missing the X spell. Got 2 whiffs as well. I will probably mulligan this. Okay, we got the we got the channel, so we're gonna keep this. Then the bin turn Timber Symbiosis. I think our opponent might be up to the same plan as well. Definitely in channel. I've seen versions that are just Jund or just green black. So we're actually going to cast Emrakul here, as expensive as it is, because we want to mess our, because if our opponent is playing channel, they probably are. We can just play the channel, cast the channel, just send them to x equals 0. That's the danger zone of that's the danger zone in this format, which is why Emrakul is might be even better than Ulamog in this case. So that's our win for the day, but let's keep going. Pretty decent altogether. And it even shows that sometimes a fair deck can still get through. We are admittedly playing the dice roll deck. Okay, this one's a definite mulligan. We're really going to be mulliganing a lot. Just get used to that fact. So our opponent. So this is also a mulligan. This is going to be called Mulligan the game. Sure, we have a lot of top payoffs that we don't want to hit, but that's just how it goes. Still have to mulligan this also for Ugins. I guess we now have to keep this. So there's an argument for holding the Copperline Gorge in case we hit the turn 2. Drag 3 cards. Okay, so in that case, I do want to keep the Copperline Gorge and bin the Genesis Ultimatum. Now our opponent might end up just hitting the combo first, so we're gonna keep digging as close to the combo as possible. Though I suspect if our opponent stops at that mull, they probably... Oh, they don't have it yet. So channel becomes our alternate combo part. So let's see what our opponent has. Never mind, it's an auto concede. Yeah, channel will bring that. It's really just trying to dig. If there were more scry, I guess I could put more scry lands, but we really just want to stick to those 2 colors. There is an argument for having even more scry lands, but you also want to be able to cast things on turn 2. Likewise, there might be an argument for life gain lands, but I want to have as many lands that can enter untapped as possible because of the situation. So, natural combo, we're going to keep this. Opponent playing Slivers. Okay, we got the channel back up. Opponent named Sliver, dropping a Mana Weft Sliver. So let's see, what do we hit here? It's also possible we whiff. Okay, missed an Ulamog. Hit the Kozilek instead. Now the interesting thing is if our opponent casts a 2 mana spell, we could just counter it. Well, not countering that. But we have an alternate plan. Hold on. So I could play this. So this is X equals... Never mind, opponent concedes. Okay, Ugin is still useful. Ugin is still useful. Oh my gosh, Ugin, do you have to be that serious? Come on, it's just a game. But racking those wins up pretty nicely. So just one more. Probably just go for one more win and then we can call this episode. Not really that much to show you. You're really just either going for Tibalt's Trickery or going for Channel. There is a point of weakness, admittedly, by combining both combos, but better than not having it. Okay, we have 0 pieces of any of the combo. So that's an auto mull. We have the channel combo, so channel Emrakul is probably the best thing we can do here. And we're gonna keep Stonecoil Serpent in case we hit the other part of the combo. I've seen some decks say like, oh, we're gonna be running turn 1 Thoughtseize, we're gonna be running Once Upon a Time is the normal one. But aiming for Thoughtseize, aiming for counter spells. Uro is not broken enough in my opinion. Okay, going for Ragavan. Yeah, we go for Emrakul first. No, I could cast this, but that'll kill me, so I'm just gonna pass. So let's see. I'm just gonna mess them up by not playing any lands. Yeah, pass to combat. Attack. I block. I'm trying to see if there's a way I could mess them up. I can deny them green by... I'm gonna deny them the green mana by playing that at red, and that's it. That will force them to top deck red, green, top deck green. They can still hit Karn, but they're gonna need to hurry. Now, normally I would just not play the land at all, but I would, yeah, I'd rather just deny it altogether. The white might be relevant. They might have like oh, never mind, protection from instants. And the opponent concedes, yeah. Turn 2 Emrakul, probably even more backbreaking than Ulamog. We never got to cast Ulamog, but that's fine. We know the potential is there. And with that, we can call this really quick episode. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. I don't know how long this event is, but yeah, just give it a shot. It's all access. You get access to everything broken without paying a cent. Yeah, and just give it a whirl. If it's not your cup of tea, just try to get your quick win. This deck should help you get your quick win, and you can be done with it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. And have a great week, everyone. Take care.